Definitely
Hello.
Isn't. Hello.
Ben was just ranting, questioning whether or not this is going to be the last chapter in the story.
It definitely isn't. I said it would be crazy if it was, but definitely isn't. There are enough events to yet occur to make this at least like 5 chapters.
I believe this is part 24.
Okay. There should be like a number of achievements we have to get, right?
Our previous longest arc was 23 parts.
Okay.
Was that new records? That was Sumi.
Yeah. Shout out to Sumi. What a good little thing.
We're in uncharted territory.
We'll be on the edge of the map, boyo. Here be monsters.
I don't know. I like.
Shout out to Jeffrey Rush. Yeah.
It's interesting because when we were at this point in Umineko, I felt like I didn't know what was going to happen scene to scene, but I still had a very general picture of what was going to happen.
Ending and like where the story would finish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not exactly where it would finish, but more or less how it was going to get there.
I was there for that ride. I know what you knew was going to happen and what you knew was going to surprise you.
But
or didn't know, as the case may be.
The interesting thing for me here is that even though I think I have a general idea of like the immediate future of this story in terms of, the 48-hour operation happening, like that's as far as I can really see what's going on here.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure whether that's because I've been less engaged with this on a mystery level, whether it's because Ryukishi's foreshadowed it less or some other combination of factors, but it's like, it is a weird position to be in for me reading a mystery story and feeling kind of this blind towards the end. And I'm kind of enjoying it.
Yeah. I mean, look, we got this arc. We've also got like other arcs I'd like to do. I still want to do Higurashi at some point, which is like beyond the end of this arc, right? Yeah. Like it's even stuff that, I don't know, maybe you haven't even considered yet. But we've still got a good ways to go. I'm, as usual, I'm, coming from having seen the anime but not read the novel. I'm always interested to see how Ryukishi will, drag things out, as it were. Like, are we going to get more Takano breakdown scenes in all meanings of the term breakdown? Like, are we going to get, additional complications?
Just has a fucking like rock breakdown in the middle.
Yeah.
Gets out a fucking guitar, drum kits up behind her.
That's it. She just goes ham. Her like hair's whipping in the wind. She got the beret flies, like the black beret flies off her head. Just goes ham. I'm just saying we should start a rock band with Takano on drums, Okinogi on the bass, Tomonaki can be vocals. I guess we need a guitarist then. I don't know who that would be, but we need someone. Ooishi? I don't know. I don't know if you play with them. I feel like
Ooishi would be bass.
No, hold on. No, Ooishi would run a rival band, which is all the Ooishis.
Oh, that's true.
So that doesn't work. I
don't
know.
That or he'd be the road crew and condescendingly be talking.
Irie is guitarist.
Okay.
Done. Easy. You always put a German on the guitar. That's a stereotype that I just made up. That's how it works.
I can't disagree.
Let us know in the comments. What do you think of that? Point is, it was past midnight and almost dawn. The very quiet time of the night where staying up late and getting up early melded together.
I feel like there's a sizable portion of our audience that read this line and was like, "Oh, that's me."
I mean, that's me. That's me for sure. That's like 3 to that's like 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. 4 to 5 a.m. I don't know. I don't think that's not true. I have gotten up at 3 a.m. to watch people online who are in America streaming. So I have gotten up at 3 a.m. before.
Shout out to John Harper. What a good boy. That exact thing was happening in the offices of the Okinogi gardeners. Although we're still addressing them this way, it's great. There were only 2 people on guard duty and they were playing cards. They weren't sentries, so they really didn't need to be on guard all the time. However, they weren't allowed to fall asleep either. As long as no invisible monsters try to sneak on the spaceship, you're fine. After the TV broadcast went off the air a little past midnight, they usually ended up playing cards. Suddenly the phone rang. The phone was right nearby, so one of them answered immediately. Yeah, thank you for calling. This is Okinogi Gardeners. Yes? What? Suddenly, the man taking the call stood up with a jolt. He even hit his knee against the desk, but he was too panicked to ignore a sprained knee. Takano dashed into the underground security room in a hurry. Underground security room? What now?
Yeah,
the where?
The where?
How?
Where would that be?
Is this our third secret
what was the second?
Well, we had the Sonozaki bunker, we had the secret part of the Irie Institute, and now we've got this underground security thing.
Assuming this isn't also the underground of the Irie Clinic.
Well, I assume
it might
not.
be the same place, but I don't know. I have no idea. We're gonna find out. I'm sorry to bother you, Major.
Forget the coffee. Give me an update. Are you sure about this?
Yes. At 4:15 a.m., a body that was found in the Okonomi jurisdiction was identified as R.
How could that be? Ara's homesick with a cold, isn't she? You're observing her, aren't you?
Major, there's more. According to an intelligence agent in Okonomi PD, at least 48 hours have passed since her death. Takano could feel her blood freezing, starting from her feet. She just couldn't believe what was happening. At least 48 hours? That's today! At least 48 hours since the death of the Queen Carrier, Takano just couldn't understand.
This can't be right. Why are the villagers still so composed? They could have developed terminal symptoms as early as 36 hours, which was last night.
I like how she's only using like her new emotions right now. Like I find that this is a fun thing. But according to the intelligence agent, this is reliable information, and the station was even put under a gag order because they were fearful of the religious impact it could have on the village.
What do you mean? Then who do you have observing that house?
Major, our observation system is perfect. Rika Fruto is there at the house. Ever since we started, she hasn't even stepped out of the house once. Director Irie confirmed it himself. It's just impossible.
Then how do you explain this? The police department is saying the body is Rika and that it's been over 48 hours since her death, right? You telling me they're lying? A lie? A lie? That's it, maybe it's just a mistake. I was planning to fake my death using an operative from the Gifu police department tonight. This is the same thing. Yes, it's a lie. It must be a mistake.
Takano wasn't confused because she was still half asleep. No, Takano was afraid. Her grandfather wrote. Her grandfather wrote in his article that within 48 hours of the Queen Carrier's death, everyone in the village would develop terminal stage symptoms. This would mean that he had been wrong. What about everyone who believed his words? What would they think? Excuse me, Major. There's a phone call from Nomura-sama in Tokyo. Don't take it.
That woman calling me now?
Don't take it.
I'm on the phone. Check the body. The police found it immediately.
Oh, we can't. Not right now. When our agents come in, we'll have them approach the station, observe what's going on.
And what time is that? 5? 6? Needs to be done as soon as possible. Tell them to hurry up.
Oh.
Good morning. Takano here.
I'm not going to get to play Nomura. It's sad. All the unit members were gathered in the office of Okinoki Gardeners, which served as a garrison for the mountain dogs in Okonomiya. There he is, the boy! He's here! I see. As soon as you found out something from the police, call both me and the Major. By the way, regarding the observation system at the R residence, why didn't you confirm that she's home?
We assume she didn't pick up the phone because she was sick with a cold. Direct area went by and confirmed her presence, so we just took him at his word.
Sloppy work. Naive. So there is someone at the R residence, that's for sure, right?
Yeah, there's someone there.
Commander, why don't we enter the residence? We still have a little time. We can't do that without approval from the Major. I'm sure she won't let us until she confirms the matter at the Okonomiya PD. In preparation for that order, increase the number of observers at the residence. At least 8 people.
Commander, there'll be a festival at the shrine later today. We can observe, but I don't think it'll be possible to enter until tomorrow around midnight.
Shit. What lousy timing. Wait, it's too much of a coincidence, don't you think? Okonogi's rusty yet wild instincts were sounding an alarm. He sensed that someone was attacking them with information and facts and logic. He sensed that his enemy had begun to attack. He realized that the enemy had taken the initiative. People usually take a deep breath before they attack. That moment right before they strike is their most vulnerable. Okonogi assumed that whoever his enemy was, they were led by an excellent commander who knew the precise moment to strike. Well, they had Google.
I'm sure that the implication is that they're aware that Irie lied to them in this situation, but I love that no one's mentioned it so far.
No, well, that's the thing. That's the only assumption they can make. By the way, about First Lieutenant Tomitaki. Oh, there's someone else? There's somebody else, wouldn't it?
I guess so.
I'll play, you know what? By the way, about First Lieutenant Tomitaki Flash, San, they said he didn't show at the clinic's meeting the other day. Is that right? I'll have someone check on him. The Major asked me if I knew where he went. Do you think it's First Lieutenant Tomitaki, Flash? I guess that's somebody else. It's your guy. You say that one.
Quick, if I don't say the line, no one will know what's being said. Do you think it's First Lieutenant Tomotaki?
There you go, Flash.
Flash.
We did it. You're not supposed to say Flash, that's my thing.
Oh, I know.
You can't take the one bit I have on this show.
The singular bit.
The one bit that I've ever used.
Which was my idea.
I can neither confirm nor deny that I have other bits.
I forced you into that bit.
It's a good bit. It's really, it's fine. It's like a 6 out of 10 bit. Okay. Have Nightingale checked Tomotaki Flash's hotel room. Shit, he's tricked us. We got there. We got through the scene. Quick, to the commander.
Let's better start playing some fucking jazz music real quick.
I don't recognize this location. I thought it was gonna be the PD, but now we're in like a bathroom. Well, we can't turn back now, says Person A.
Let's see what happens next, says Person B.
It is the PD!
It is the PD.
Fuck! I knew I didn't commit to it. Oh, I feel bad now.
We should give points for that.
Let's give 3 points.
Only 3 points? It's an Ooishi scene. We gotta give more.
Okay, 5 points.
5 points.
There you go. That's a good number. Well, we can't turn back now.
Let's see what happens next.
Kumagai was trembling with excitement. Oh, Chan, my friend, my very platonic friend who I work with. I'm going to check the communication center. Hold down the fort.
You bet. Nobody will get through here of my dead body.
It may come to that. All I have to do now is handle the phone calls. I'm going back to my... yes. Yes? Maybe? Quiz is the forensic man? I hope not. Whatever, it doesn't matter. All I have to do now is handle the phone calls. I'm going back to my post. Kumagai, take care of this place, okay?
He said he's going to the comms center. It makes sense.
It's, it doesn't, I don't think so, but it's fine. Kumagai closed the door quietly and stood in front of it. This was his chance to show Ooishi and no other characters in the scene what he was made of. Ooishi was on his way to the communication center. All radio communications and phone calls pass through here first. During business hours, each section answers its own phone calls. But this is too much. But when they aren't open, the communication center answers them instead. Hello, how's it going here? Well, there was an outside call for forensics going directly just a few minutes ago. Oh, God! It was Chief Inspector Otaka!
Is that the guy from the end of Higurashi?
Possibly. Oh, yeah, definitely. It's the guy who was like, send in the riot squads and the shotguns and blow everything up. It'll be great. Oh, Otaka called my old nemesis. Hey. Ooishi grinned. The enemy had started to move. He's their plan, isn't he? Of course he is. They must have bribed someone inside the police department to be their spy, and it was definitely that guy, and he had started to move just as they planned. So we're reverse saying that the cop who like dealt with Renner's situation in Arc 6 was on Takero's payroll. That's like what we're doing here.
Of course he was. Why else would they show up with a riot squad for a bunch of children?
You know what? I have no questions. I have no questions here. Ooishi was surprised to learn that it had been Otaka. Ooishi had never liked Otaka because he constantly boasted about his academic background and always opposed Ooishi, who believes in relying on experience. They didn't get along at all when they worked together at the prefectural police department. The phone call has ended. I'm going to ask the old man. Let's see. Hello? Oh, it's me. Don't worry. So how was it? Who's old man? Is that
you.
The friend? Is that who's old man in this situation?
The forensics guy.
It is forensics. Okay, good. That greenhorn sure put on airs, so I just snubbed him. The idiot sure got mad. He'll come here as soon as the marshal gets in. It's so like him. He can't even fight by himself. This is getting more interesting by the minute. That phone call woke me up completely. Just like you said, there are plenty of suspicious goings on out there. I can just feel it. Well, things are getting interesting now. What is up next? Hey, demons over here. Come further in. Nice one, Ooishi. Take him to Pound Town. Hello, this is Tomotaki Flash. Is this Ooishi? Or is that Akasaka?
No.
Who is it then?
He'll be tapped.
I know, but like somebody is like telling him everything. So...
Oh, this is probably the guy that he's been like auditing with out behind the scenes.
Yeah? You want to take this voice?
Sure.
Some military man?
Good morning, First Lieutenant Tomataki.
Flash.
Sorry to bother you this early. I'm calling just to let you know that the mountain dogs have made a move. Just a little while ago, all the members
Yeah?
were called in because of an emergency. We don't know the reason yet.
I see. So it's finally started then. Tomataki Flash turned on the light next to his bed and put on his glasses as he answered.
Also, there's been a rumor going around the police department over there. We haven't confirmed it yet, but the Queen Carrier's dead body was found.
What? Oh, sorry. What? Tell me more.
Supposedly, an unidentified body turned out to be Rika Furude. They say she died over 48 hours ago. It's past the time-limited Emergency Manual 34, but there's been no change in Hinamezawa so far. Have you heard anything?
Tell us if you hear anything. It's your job to report on your neighbors. America needs you. Oh, sorry, Britain needs you. Either one. No, I'm in Okinomiya, so I didn't know, but that is impossible. It must be some kind of mistake.
That's what we think too, but according to our analysis, the information is very reliable, and it's almost a certainty.
A certainty!
We haven't confirmed it yet, but multiple forensics department workers have testified.
But Tomataki Flash realized something. He realized that the Okonomi police station was Ooishi's territory. He also realized that this must be the work of Rika and her dumb friends.
I love that Tomataki, the guy who we keep pointing out as the schmuck of the story, immediately figures out the ploy.
Yeah. Well, I guess that the point that Rishi is making is that he knows these people personally now, whereas Takano views everyone as test subjects or tools. So because he's I see the human element, so he can be so this person's done this and this person's done that.
Also, he knew that they were working together.
I mean that too, but that's what's the lesson here?
What's the
Felix?
lesson here?
What's the lesson here? The lesson is understand people. Not
the lesson is have a guy you can
politics.
bribe in forensics and you can get away with crime.
That's also true. That's the story of many a crime novel. So, although they usually get caught in the end. So maybe that's not a good lesson. Maybe that's a terrible, terrible lesson.
Well, I mean, listen, if you're going to go down, you might as well bring everyone else down with you.
Like the forensics guy that you hate. What if that's a twist? What if the whole ploy is to get the forensics guy taken in for conspiracy to hide a murder? Write that down. I'd count it. That's my new theory. That's my new theory.
We finally solved Higurashi after all this time.
The doctor did it! With the nurse? Okay, well, whatever. You know what? Doesn't matter. This must be the work of Rika and her friends. Tomataki Flash tried to think calmly. Even if they didn't know who their enemy was, it's obvious the emergency manual is the sign for an explosion. So they must have come up with the idea to destroy that signal. God, he's just genius. He's smart as us. The foundation of the emergency manual is that unless something is done about it within 48 hours after the Queen Carrier's death, all the villagers will develop terminal stage symptoms. I will say, despite Tomataki being, the schmuck of the group, one thing that he is characterized by is that he's unwilling to say what he's thinking a lot of the time.
Yeah.
So clearly he's smarter than he looks. Just like Higurashi. Cut that. So if nothing happens after 48 hours, there is no need for the emergency manual. And with that, the mountain dogs have been called in. You schmucks.
Hello, First Lieutenant Tomataki.
Flash? Sorry. Considering the current situation, it'll be hard to tell if anything suspicious is happening at the Area Institute. Please ask the Colonel to check immediately. Also, in case of an emergency, can you make sure the bloodhounds are ready to deploy? What?
Roger that. We should have more information by 9 a.m.
Excellent.
If the mountain dogs revolt, it'll become very dangerous there. Please be cautious.
Of course I'll be careful.
I'll talk to you again at 9 a.m.
Indeed. It was 6 a.m. Tomataki Flash would get another call in three hours. Did you know that there's 3 hours between 6 a.m. and 9 a.m.? It's crazy. Oh shit. Nightingale 1 to all units. Tomataki Flash is in room 406. Observation team, do you see anything?
This is Nightingale 4, nothing from the outside.
This is Nightingale 5, nothing on this floor.
This is Nightingale 3. There's no sound in the room.
So dumb. This is awful.
I couldn't keep a straight face with that one.
These Nightingale bits are always the best parts because they're just not characters. Anyway, there was a do not disturb sign. They don't care about these are SWAT teams. There was a do not disturb sign on Tomataki Flash's door. Perhaps he stayed up very late last night and was planning to sleep in. This was a great chance for the Nightingales. Be sure to capture him alive. It's an order from the Major. Let's go. They tried to break into Tomitaki Flash's room very quietly. Obviously, it was a simple job for them to pick a hotel room's lock, but there was a bomb on it, and they all died. The two members at the door communicated with each other using sign language. Even knowing he was asleep, it would be a good idea not to barge in. They opened the door very cautiously and very quietly. The room's interior was organized but tasteless. Wow, putting this hotel on blast, typical of cheap hotels. The only furnishings were a bed, a small desk, and a coin-operated TV. Clearly only one person could stay in this room. And there in the bed, Tomitaki Flash couldn't be found. What a shock.
Yeah, it's not like they've told us at several points he's moved. This is
what a shock.
Narrative tension in this scene.
They couldn't even find him. What's wrong? Nightingale 3, respond.
Shit, this room is empty. I think you played 3
It doesn't matter. It literally does not matter.
It's just fucking mad.
It was still early in the morning, but the room was empty.
What's going on? Tomitaki likes to take walks and also take pictures of wild birds. Could he have gone out to do that?
What the fuck? This is a secure channel. Please keep the channel to a minimum. No, that's not it. He might have deceived us. The do not disturb sign was on the door. With that sign there, the housekeepers wouldn't come into the room. This is like a mini murder mystery, so they wouldn't know if it was empty or not.
It's a locked room mystery then.
At least there's no train timetables. The sign had probably been on there since at least the day before. Knowing that, Tomitaki Flash was playing it safe for a long period, the hotel hadn't really paid much attention. In other words, the room had been empty since the day before, so he could catch the train to Okonomiya on the previous night. Okay, we calm down. I bet he changed hotels expecting an attack. I see, that's why he hasn't been seen lately. Call the Major immediately. Damn it, our plan has been leaked. Okanogi realized that he'd been beaten to the punch. The foundation of the emergency manual had collapsed, and with that basis of the final operation was shaky. Okanogi felt that the Major had panicked and rushed into confirming what was going on too hastily. If Tomitaki Flash suspected us... if Tomitaki Flash suspected us and went in hiding, then I'll have to call wind of that. He was sure to come grab us by our tails.
Is that sentence grammatically correct?
I don't think so. If Tomitaki suspected us and went into hiding, then, after, caught wind of that, he was sure to come grab us by our tails. It's not a good sentence either way. It's very flippy floppy. Everything is just too convenient. Shit. This must be exactly what the enemy planned. Okanogi tried to calm himself down with a good old cold one. If he was going to investigate in secret, he could assume that Tomitaki Flash was still nearby. The department in Tokyo must be the one conducting the investigation, so he must be waiting somewhere for a report from that department. Tomitaki Flash was probably at a new hotel, probably somewhere in Okonomiya, on that train I mentioned. Get in touch with Crow in Tokyo. There must be someone reporting to him regularly. Find the number they're calling. If the number is someone in Shishibune City, bingo. Okanogi was confident about his hunch, but if what he was thinking is correct, that meant his identity was about to be exposed. It also meant his operation had failed before it had even started. But it wasn't a checkmate quite yet. If he could prove that the dead body at the Okonomi police station wasn't R, then everything would go back to square one. All he had to do was capture Tomitaki Flash and then check the body at the station. Easy. That was all.
Commander, I got a hold of Crow. They won't be able to tell what exactly they talked about, but they say they can find the phone number. Just need a little time.
Was that an attempt at a cronk? Was that what that was going for?
I don't know.
Okay.
What's a cronk?
Like, cronk from the Emperor's New Groove.
Oh,
Commander, I got a hold of Crow. I can't do it. That was terrible. But, like, he has this very, like, shaky, like, cadence to his voice, but still very, like, brutish, I guess. It's good. See. Anyway. How much time?
Just a few hours, they said. Somewhere around 3.
Shit. They want just a few hours, huh? Tell them I don't want to rush them, but they better be damn quick. It was a little past 6 a.m. It was already light outside, but still too early for the cicadas to start their morning chorus. You think there are any other animals in this story ever? Like, there was some, like, crows, I think, that pecked at Rika's body, but,
I think that's been it.
That's it. Ravens or crows.
I don't even think we've seen a household cat.
None of these characters have pets. That must be very sad. They had endured the first wave. It was now a matter of how quickly they could recover. Okanogi just hoped that the Major didn't throw a frickin' fits.
Commander, message from Crow. Still looking into the phone number. Also, the research division's routine check-in time is at 9 a.m.
3 more hours? Are you trying to kill me? He looked up at the clock. Even the little things were beginning to bother Okanogi. Every time the second hand moved, he became more impatient, realizing the check-in time was getting closer and closer. This is not good for his mental health.
What?
Colonel Oka!
Oh, this is me, sorry.
Is it?
Also, Colonel Oka, head of investigations, issued a standby order to the Bloodhounds. He hasn't said anything about a mission yet, though.
Okay, so that means they can still send down. If nothing happens, we can just play it off as a drill. We're okay. We still have time.
More information. The head of investigations called the chief of staff's home line. We don't have the details.
We're okay. We're still okay. It's a close call, but we're okay. The Bloodhound's standby orders meant they saw a very high chance of the Erie Institute revolting. The people on site must be practically certain of it. Although it's not as difficult to execute as the emergency manual, ordering out the Bloodhounds isn't that easy. But if they had the choice between the two, we know which one they pick.
That's right.
There you go. And that's the game plan here. They only did so because they've realized that some kind of trouble is afoot. Okanogi was sure that the people who wanted to conclude matters peacefully were trying to settle things down by saying it was just a mistake. An order to the Bloodhounds to stand by without clarifying a mission is like a middle ground in that sense. But the head of the research division had called the chief of staff. This was a very dangerous situation for the Mountain Dogs. In other words, they're on the back foot. Also, the higher ranks of the STF, or people even higher than them, had decided that the Bloodhounds could take the field on the great rugby field of life. The uniforms are hot-blooded, but the suits always push for peaceful resolutions. They still hadn't decided which way they want to go yet. Our loss wasn't certain yet. We're not tired, everything was riding on the same table. If that was the case, the call coming at 9 a.m. from the research division didn't bode well.
I love that he says win or tie. That's such a nice character
There is no
point.
loss, it's just win or tie. It's good. Okay, Okanogi couldn't say why, but he had that impression. It was just his wild instinct doing its job. What a loose cannon. Winning or tying. He could guess that the people in Tokyo were going to ask Tomotaki Flash about the situation in detail, but then decide what to do based on that. It was possible that the head of division, or even the chief of staff himself, might come onto the phone. Then the Bloodhounds might get an order as soon as the 9 a.m. phone conversation was over, which would result in his defeat. Gotta be quick. The early bird gets the emergency manual. Tokyo was still unsure. Some were still thinking it was some kind of mistake, or they wanted to think it was some kind of mistake. Or maybe they thought to think it was some kind of mistake. If Tomotaki Flash didn't answer the phone, they might send some people immediately, but they wouldn't order out the Bloodhounds. There was a chance it could end in a draw. If they found out that the body didn't actually belong to R, then although it would corner them, they still had a good chance of winning, but they'd lose the possibility of a complete victory. Okanogi knew that Takano's clients hadn't ordered anything else but exactly that. He didn't want to admit it, but the enemy's surprise attack succeeded. Commander! Go, Commander! Shut up, calm down. They aren't sure yet. They're suspicious, but they aren't sure. We're still okay. Anyway, whoever gets information first wins. Either they find out something first or we do. I need to know what color top is the enemy commander wearing. That's what I need to know. We're beating this surprise attack, but we haven't yet been annihilated, so don't you dare fly a white flag. We'll just wait. Crow will find out where Tomotaki Flash is. Our guys at the police station will expose the truth about R's death. So all we can do now is to wait and endure.
Excuse me, Major Takano's on the line. She sounds extremely angry.
Shit, I don't have time to babysit a princess now. Hello, yes, this is Okanogi. Yeah, well, don't jump to conclusions. It hasn't been decided yet. Why don't you have a cup of coffee first?
Why don't you have caffeine first to calm yourself down?
Body. That's how that drug works.
Lowers your blood pressure.
Yeah, it makes you feel calm. Have some tea. Come on, guys. Why don't you have a cup of coffee first? Calm yourself down. Yeah, that's good. Okanogi tried to change the subject while pretending to laugh. It seemed like that went well. But all he could hear was Takano's frantic voice. He couldn't even understand what she was trying to say. The second hand on the clock ticked on. who was going to be able to smile at the end of it all?
Ryukashi.
Today, he's always smiling. That's not even a question. But aside from Ryukashi, today was going to be a long battle. Okunogi's instincts told him so. Awesome. There you go. That was fun. How are you doing? Who was it?
It was our marshal, gaining strength. But he's no match for me. Does he really think an office worker can win against a technician? Ha! But I'm glad he's playing golf today. If he actually came over, it would have gotten a little complicated.
Playing golf?
I thought that was Kuma guy, but I don't think it is.
I think that might have been the forensic guy, maybe? Because he's a technician?
Well, it's the guy in the comms room that he was speaking with earlier, I thought.
I don't know. It's all very complicated.
It's very complicated.
There's too many characters. I miss when they were all just voiced as Ooishi. Oh, Fufu, did he go from a golf course? Is he working or what? I bet Otaka-kun wanted to come up with the marshal. He's probably got real upset about now. You think it's the forensics guy?
I guess. Go for it.
Yeah, let's give it a skeevy voice. Since an indirect attack is a what, you think they'll try a direct one? Will Otaka come here? If he can't get hold of the chief, he'll have to. It's almost 8:30. The main doors will open soon. Morning had arrived of the final day. The chorus of cicadas had begun, and the moon was rapidly approaching the planet. That familiar sound would make one think it was just another day. But it was hardly going to be normal. It wasn't just an ordinary Sunday. Except for me, it was just Sunday. Ooishi and his men already realized they were grazing the tip of a huge conspiracy. Knowing how Otaka-kun is, he'll probably come through the main entrance. That's just what a guy like him would do. I'll be here to take care of the phone calls. You guys take care. Is this right? Is this still Ooishi? Definitely not.
No,
so there's 3 characters here. Why would they not give us rights for these characters? Fuck you.
It is honestly a crime that Kuma hasn't been given a sprite this story so far.
He's so integral to the plot. Do you want to just I don't know.
Just go, Ooishi. Just go. Full Ooishi mode.
I'll be here to take care of him on the phones. You guys take care of him on the fields. Okay. I'll go welcome him. Chan, take care of this place. You are AC in the hole, yes. It's right, you're Otaka-kun, so it works. Do you remember the voice you used for him?
For who?
For Otaka-kun.
Oh, God, no.
Because he was
Should I go check?
I don't know that it matters. He only had 3 lines, but I don't know.
All right, let's just...
Hey, I didn't get to read that at all.
Sorry.
You are so quick on the trigger finger. That was a...
No,
I saw that. You fucking criminal.
What?
God. Try to steal all my lines. Give them to Kuma-chan.
Just don't worry.
Okay. The lobby of the Okonomiya police was just like, don't you dare, was just like that of any other police station. It could hardly be said to have a welcoming atmosphere. There we go. Some of the tiles on the floor were broken and cracked, so sometimes people tripped. Oh, that seems Why would you have a hazard like that in a police department?
Because all of the budget goes to the Ooishi police station next door.
You're not wrong. So sometimes people tripped on them. You're right, the cloning vats do require maintenance. Mm-hmm. Those spots were covered by pieces of cardboard. Oh my God. And there was a sign that said, "Caution, watch your damn step." There was also a pot with a dead plant. Oh my God. Okay, this is cartoonishly awful. There was a pot with a dead plant in it. It was far from a friendly lobby. Unlike hospitals and banks, there wasn't a line of people at the counters of the police station, but there were a few sitting on a sofa waiting for the counters to open. And they would open soon. Some workers were standing by on the other side of the counters. Otaka was snobbish enough that Ooishi didn't want to deal with him first thing in the morning. There's probably some word game there. Somebody in the comments tell us, what does it mean that because it's numbers, isn't it? Because Taka is 4-5 and oh my God, she is something. I'm sure there's some word, I don't have the brain power for it right now, but let us know. What is the word game that Ryukashi is playing to contrast Otaka and Ooishi? Tell me that there's some shit going on there.
Yes.
If only he was a pretty young woman with big boobs.
No.
Ooishi and his men were on a very important job. If Otaka found out that Rikafuru's death had been faked, the operation was finished. They're only able to shake up the enemy now while Rikafuru's death is still on the books. They had to stall for every minute, every second they could, so Tomitaki Flash could seize hold of the tail that was popping out. That's what Okonogi was saying about the tail.
Yes.
You enjoying yourself over there?
I am enjoying myself.
I'm glad you are. So if the truth about Rika Fruita's death was exposed before Tomotaki Flash had that chance, the enemy would recover and they'd be screwed. The emergency manual would regain its credibility, and although the enemy wouldn't enact it immediately, they would try again for sure some other time. Rika Fruita had detected the conspiracy ahead of time, but that was a miracle. The divine wins. The kamikaze. Japan had prevented... oh my god, they're literally doing it. Okay. Japan had prevented Mongol invasions twice in the past with such miracles, but nothing like that happened during World War II. They might not be so lucky next time. But they tried to... that was like part of the marketing campaign for like becoming a suicide bomber, basically. That you would like become the divine winds. That's like why they're called kamikaze bombers. Are you familiar with that? Like how that works?
But like, wasn't the whole thing... it was just that... like... it was they'd rather die than be captured. So if they were, they weren't recruiting people to actually just do suicide runs.
Yeah, you're right. But like that was part of the like fanaticism of it, right? Because the kamikaze, the divine wind, like kami meaning spirit, whatever, and kazi I guess meaning wind. Like the kamikaze refers to a literal wind that just happened to come in both times when the Mongols tried to invade Japan. Like one time they made landfall and they like kicked the butt of a bunch of Japanese warriors. We're like, all right, we need to go regroup on our boats. And they went and regrouped on the boats. And that's when this like giant fuck off wind came in and just killed all of them. And that happened twice. And so that's why we have the connotation of like the kamikaze, like the divine wind of the gods that like, or the spirits that like protects Japan. So yeah, that's just interesting that we're evoking mysticism when we're talking about Rika's chances of success, because that's the thing that she like is part of her like faction here, right? Anyway, they might not be so lucky next time. They might not get another chance. There might be no next time at all. Unless they defeated them this time, they would never win again. While it was possible to do some serious damage, a tied game would inevitably lead to the enemy's victory. They had to completely expose what the enemy was up to, allowing Tomotaki Flash to call in a suppression unit to defeat them. That was why Ooishi had to stop their vanguard here, and no further, this far and no further. His job, therefore, was an extremely important one. If the enemy's conspiracy succeeded, Hinamizawa would be destroyed, and more than 2,000 villages would be executed in a gas disaster. That would suck. Either way, the incident would never go public, but people's lives depended on him. Ooishi was violating his professional duties. However, he had to do what was right, because he's a good boy and we love him, and he has pride in his home country of Mother Russia. Ooishi thought back to when that old man taught him that. Oh, you need a flashback? Like an actual honest-to-God flashback? Nah. Maybe. Someone who, despite the hot weather, was wearing a suit, came in through the... oh, God. You better get ready. Came in through the automatic sliding door.
That's what I've been doing this whole time.
He had two of his colleagues with him. He was showing off his authority like he always did. Ugh. Good morning, Otaka-kun.
Well. Good morning, Ooishi-san. By the way, please don't address me with such familiarity.
Oh, God.
I'm no longer in a position where you can talk to me that way.
Oh, don't be like that, Otaka-kun. We used to play mahjong together, didn't we? Eh? Otaka seemed disgusted to hear that. He used to boast about being a good mahjong player, but Ooishi once beat him badly in front of many people, which hurt his pride. There we go. Now we understand his motivation.
I would love to chat with you, but I'm in a hurry today, so please excuse me.
You thug of a man. Oh, fool. Hey, don't say that. Don't you remember the time when you forgot to write certificates for the Kendo tournament? You begged me to help you. I wrote them for you backstage, and that was why the award ceremony went on so smoothly, didn't it?
I truly appreciate that, but that has nothing to do with right now.
It has everything to do. Oh, I didn't know you appreciated it. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry. I've never heard anything like that before. They're at the perfection station. They think I begged to write it, and that you turn the offer down and let me write it for you. Wasn't that the excuse you used when the director called you up asking what happened since my handwriting on the certificates wasn't so great, huh?
Well, I don't know. Maybe someone misunderstood.
Maybe.
At the very least, I never said such a thing.
The prefectural police headquarters may be your territory, my friend, but unfortunately, this is the Okonomiya PD. You won't get your own way here.
Like 20 Ooishis in the background just tap a baseball bat into their other hand.
Like, clack, clack, clack.
What do you mean by that, Ooishi-san?
I was going to say they were in power armor, but I like the baseball bat too. It's nice and effective. I don't know why you are here, but your jurisdiction is in Rogara, not in Okonomiya, my friend. I would like to ask you to leave.
What? Under what authority?
American authority. Wait, hold on. Russian authority. No, it's not sure. And what authorization do you have to be here?
I'm in the middle of a classified investigation on behalf of headquarters. I've heard that there's an unidentified body related to that investigation here.
No, plenty of identified bodies, yes. Well then, please inquire on the phone. Okonomiya isn't a rich neighborhood. This isn't a place where someone in a custom-made suit should be.
Oh, I see. So you're ganging up with the guys in forensics, huh? Should be an order from the marshal to hand over the autopsy report to the prefectural police headquarters.
Nah, then there should have been an explanation to the marshal from the forensics department already. The body is still being examined because of a slip-up on our part. There's been a rumor going around that the body was already identified. Anyway, they need a little bit more time to finish up the report.
And I would like to attend the autopsy.
No.
What? I'm requesting it as the person in charge of this classified investigation at the prefectural headquarters.
If that's the truth, look, I don't want to doubt your policeman spirit. A policeman spirit is a noble one, see? So, no one would go into this business if we weren't getting paid for it, but, you can't be a good detective without dedication. That can't be measured by your pay alone. If you say you have that spirit, I'll let you through. The look in Ooishi's eyes made clear the anger that was roiling within him. As he looked into those eyes, Otaka recalled all kinds of frightening memories. Otaka didn't want Ooishi to sense his fear, but he couldn't prevent himself from loudly swallowing.
Okay, and please let me through. I'm here because of my policeman spirit. Please step aside.
Why don't you make me with your policeman spirit? Come on!
What?
If your policeman spirit is as strong as mine, you should be able to brush me aside easily. Come on, try it. Ooishi was obviously saying that he had no intention of letting Otaka through. How could he do this? Otaka was confused. Otaka was an elite policeman at the prefectural police headquarters. He believed academic background, but you're in his town now, nerd. He believed academic background and performance record were enough to earn trust. He has been working hard under that belief, but Ooishi doesn't acknowledge that, and he doesn't even respect him. He is a scumbag. He was the worst type of person, one that tried to establish their meaning and purpose only through rough means, refusing to acknowledge everything about their superiors in order to protect their own pride as uncivilized?
Yes.
People often did. Otaka had been thinking ever since they worked together. Why did people trust in someone like Ooishi? Why did people respect someone like him? Why did people appreciate someone like Ooishi more than they did poor little Otaka?
Move. If you don't, I could accuse you of interfering with an investigation.
Fisticuffs! Fisticuffs! Oh? What kind of investigation? If you tell me, maybe I can help you.
Didn't you hear me? It's classified. I can't talk about it to someone like you.
I see. Well, if you can't tell me everything, you can tell me one thing instead. What do you have resting on your shoulders?
On my shoulders? What are you talking about?
Oh my god, he's like, bare your heart. I love this. I have something on my shoulders. The fate of 2,000 villages rests there. If I let you through, those 2,000 villages, no, their relatives as well, they'll all be very, very sad. So you know what I'm talking about, don't you?
I have no idea what you're on about.
Okay, I'll tell you. Your boss is planning something terrifying. I bet you haven't thought it through that far, but it's a conspiracy that will make thousands of people very unhappy. That conspiracy is about to crumble, and that is why they woke you up and ordered you to investigate. I don't know how much you're getting paid for this, but if that is more important than your policeman spirits... Ooishi stopped talking there. but his eyes continued to speak after that.
What in the world are you talking about? Anyway, please, just let me through.
Otoga's baffled behavior confirmed what Ooishi had just said. He had been bought off by someone shady, though maybe he didn't think that he was bought. He probably thought he was just filing the request to confirm Rikufuru's body as a favor from someone in the information network he assumed he built himself. The fool. Of course, the part about being a classified investigation was a lie, but when an elite policeman from the prefectural headquarters said it was a classified investigation, everyone would grovel and salute him. But, Ooishi didn't salute him at all. Didn't salute him either.
This is a waste of my time. I'll file a formal complaint to the marshal later. What?
Check him! Hey, wait a minute. I am not done yet. As Otoga tried to walk by, Ooishi grabbed him by the arm! Otoga tried to make him let go, but Ooishi was just too strong.
Let me go, Ooishi-san.
I'm not putting that much strength into it. If you have a policeman's bird, this shouldn't stop you. Your unshakable righteousness should knock me down easily, but you can't even get my hand off your arm. Do you know why?
Get off me!
It is because you don't have a policeman's spirit! Ooishi let go of his shoulder and Otoga tumbled onto the floor, sliding for more than 2 meters.
What is this? This is interference with an investigation! This is interference with a government official executing his duties!
What? What are you doing? Can we keep going? What are you laughing at? What are you...
I inadvertently, the way I delivered that line reminded me of the scene from Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Yeah, which one?
Where he's the guy sitting down in the minefield and he's like, did you see the violence inheriting the system?
that's basically the scene.
Except interference with government official executing his duty. No, this is assault.
Get him.
Arrest him immediately.
Otoga ordered his 2 colleagues around, but they didn't know what to do because they're dummies. Ooishi was also a policeman. Obviously, there was something more going on between them.
This is a very poorly executed chain of command.
Yeah, it's not good, is it? Besides, they could sense one thing. Their wild instincts were telling them that Ooishi was far stronger than them. They were no match at all. I love that Ooishi is just about to throw down with 3 dudes in his own police station.
Let's heckin' go.
Who's this? Some officers.
Oh, it's Ooishi.
Oh, okay. Cracks knuckles.
This is the payoff for this gang. After all these months.
The Ooishi gang is arriving.
Let's go.
Okay. What is going on, Ooishi-san? Some officers were gathering in the lobby. They all looked slightly puzzled. Nothing much. This greenhorn from the prefectural headquarters demanded something selfish, so I just taught him a lesson. The officers ultimately looked between Ooishi and Otoga. They knew something was going on, but they didn't know the circumstances, so they didn't know which one to stop. Come on, guys. It's not a Ooishi and Ooishi situation. You should be obvious who should be helping. Come on, guys. Ooishi was respected by the policemen of the Okonomi station as their brother. Everyone respected him. If Ooishi said that Otoga was being selfish, then he must be at fault. Ooishi was generally seen as sensible. I don't know about that. All of them thought that Ooishi would only do this in a public place like a lobby.
Hasn't a major part of this entire story been that everyone thinks he's nuts for still investigating?
Yes, he's a loose cannon. But I guess that's only to the higher-ups. Everybody below police chief is like, fuck yeah, let's help Ooishi out. He's a good boy.
And they are all Ooishi.
Yeah, it's true. They are all a hive mind of Ooishis. Ooishi would only do this in a public place like a lobby if it was something major. That sentence makes more sense with the ending. Otoga was feeling humiliated to get such attention. He stood up calmly, hiding his humiliation with anger. That doesn't sound calm to me.
I see. I understand your position, but I'm not here on a child's errand either.
Oh, I like your spirit, my friend. I'm ready to go if you are. Bring it on, Greenhorn! Fisticuffs, yes! Oh! Not enough! That's all you got! Oh! Get him! I say, damn it.
Damn it!
Thank you! So that is your policeman's spirit! I have 2,000 Hinami-sama villages resting on my shoulders!
And another 4,000 clones!
Yes! The lives of 6,000 people in my jurisdiction depend on me! Why don't you tackle me with such a spirit that is strong enough to knock down 6,000 people? Oh! It was like watching a match between a sumo wrestler and a small child. He is on a child's errand! Get fucking facts and logic! Woo! Got him! No matter how many times Otaka tried to tackle Ooishi, he simply crumbled against him. Ooishi stood firm as if his feet were rooted to the earth by the people on his back. Get it? By the third time Otaka tumbled to the floor, he finally realized that he had been provoked because he's a dummy. He caught his breath and fixed his hair.
Okay, I'll tell you. Case I'm investigating has something to do with the Sonozaki family.
Oh,
I
come
was asked
on.
by someone to check on something.
What a fucking dirty move. I love it. Why are you beating around the bush? Can't you say it more directly than that?
At any rate, they're questioning the death of that girl that's said to be the mascot for the religion here in Inabizar. I have to confirm if she's dead or alive immediately.
Why do you need to do this immediately? I told you, we explained that over the phone. It's still under investigation. They need just a little bit more time.
Oh, well, I didn't want to tell you this. This request was, well, I'll tell you the truth. It was requested by someone you really hate. Representative Sonozaki.
That skilly big man with the crest on Sakama, huh? You're right. I do hate him. If that man threatens me, I have to abandon logic and push his demands through too.
See? Representative Sonozaki requested I check the body immediately. This is a request by a citizen. Police department is in there for the citizens. Of course, I accepted his request. Rika Furude isn't just any girl in Inabizar. She's a very special little girl. A rumor goes around saying her dead body was found. Of course, someone has to go confirm it, right?
You do better not to say things like that in a public place. You're in the lobby, you know.
Oh, excuse me.
Otaka suddenly realized his mistake. Some people were even whispering behind him. One of them spoke to Otaka hesitantly. Is it true that Rika Furude-sama is dead?
Don't worry, madam. We haven't confirmed that yet. We're from the prefectural police, and that's why we're here.
Oh, that's right. It's not certain yet. We're still investigating even as we speak with each other.
I'm only asking to attend the autopsy. You'd better think carefully. I'm here on behalf of Representative Sonozaki. If you keep interfering, I'll tell him all about it. If that happens, you'll be in a tight spot, Ooishi-san. Don't you think it's time to surrender?
Punch her in the face! Representative Sonozaki was well known in this area as an extremely tough customer. The people who knew about him continued to whisper. Otaka grinned when he heard them whispering, I know what's about to happen, I'm so fucking ready. He realized then that in Okonomiya, his threat was more effective than he thought it would be. Oh my! Does he really ask him to do that, Saburo-san? What's happening here?
Is this his goons asking
Maybe.
if that's the truth?
I don't know. I'm not 100% certain.
Sir, excuse me, did Representative Sonozaki really ask you to do that?
He certainly did. The representative asked me directly. So what about it? Ooishi-san, is it a time to surrender?
People continue to whisper. Representative Sonozaki is a big name around here, Otaka thought. Haha! Even gangsters give way if someone mentions his name here in Okonomiya. Hehehe.
So if you're really afraid of the representative, please let me through, Ooishi-san.
Here comes the trump card. Please go to counter number 8 to get a traffic ticket reissued.
When did I get a traffic ticket?
Ooishi suddenly... Okay. Ooishi suddenly started to talk about something completely different. In fact, Ooishi was looking at something behind Otaka. Huh? Who was he talking to? Otaka wondered. There she is. An old-fashioned elderly man and a lady in a kimono was standing behind him. When Otaka's eyes met with hers, she smiled at him. She's definitely my type, Otaka thought. Those are not appropriate thoughts to be having. Hey you, were you really asked by Representative Sonozaki personally? Not by his secretary or someone else?
Yes, of course. Representative Sonozaki and I are very close. He sometimes calls me directly.
The elderly man continued to listen with a puzzled expression. Who the heck are you?
There's no need for me to introduce myself. I'm just an ordinary policeman from the prefectural police headquarters.
And get out. What incredible timing. I mean, I can only laugh. So I can laugh, right? I wasn't sure. Otake couldn't understand why Ooishi and this attractive young lady were laughing. What are you doing here together? Well, you know, remember that ticket? I didn't see the no left turn sign because of a tree branch, and, well, there was a policeman on a motorcycle waiting right at the exit, and I didn't think that was very fair. Saburo-san said I shouldn't complain, or that I should complain, so that's why he came along today. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Outside trees of the city hall's jurisdiction. We get those complaints pretty often, but it is a rather complicated matter. I didn't like the fact that a policeman was waiting at the exit, so I'm here to complain about it. I understand! I will talk to City Hall in the traffic section, so do you think you can settle this peacefully for today? Oh, if you say so. We'll leave quietly for today. When Otake realized they were Ooishi's guests, he fixed his tie and spoke up like a dummy.
But you have to pay for your traffic ticket. It's the law.
Oh, God. You sure are annoying, aren't you? He is, isn't he? Sometimes he can be pretty funny, though.
Oh, I'm in the middle of an important conversation with Ooishi-san. When you're done, please get going. Have a nice day, madam.
Grab. Fuck him up. Nah, you have a nice day too, sir. Oh, maybe that'd be her. Well, whatever. Grab. The two of them grabbed Otake's shoulders from behind. The lady grabbed his right shoulder, and the elderly man grabbed his left. Mr. Professional Policeman, I have two things I detest in this world. Do you know what they are? One is shiitake mushrooms. I just don't like them, never have ever since I was born. I don't like to eat them, and I don't like their broth either. The second one is lies. I don't like to use them, and I don't like people using them with me. How can I step back after being ridiculed like this? I am the demon princess of Shishibone, Akane Sonozaki. I never back off when someone starts a fight with me. Don't say that about yourself. Also, that would have been perfect if you just a citizen instead of the demon princess. The police officers, the citizens in the lobby, and Otake's colleagues didn't know what was going on, because they weren't privy to that conversation at the graveyard. Now let me introduce them. This is Akane Sonozaki-san. She's the vice president of the Shishibone City Women's Kendo Club. And this is Saburo Sonozaki-san. He is honorary director of the Prefectural Kendo League. Or I should mention his formal title. You'll love this one. This is Shishibone's second district representative, Sonozaki-sensei. Well, that was dumb of you. Well, you're here to give Otake a lesson, right? He's the instructor for the Prefectural Police's Kendo Club, after all. Thank you for coming here. Please show them to the dojo.
Representative.
The same, didn't you say we were close? I think we'll have lots of fun together today.
That's the voice you're going with.
I've done his voice before, but it was like voice? It was so similar to Otake's that I had to do something different.
It's fine. It's fine. Oh, I'm so excited. The two of them were still clinging to his shoulders and laughing meaningfully or meanfully. Otake laughs along with them. And then he was murdered. Gah! There we go. That's the end. That was fun.
Oh, I thoroughly enjoyed that.
I'm glad. Because like, I literally had a moment when I was like, oh, fucking the Sonozakis are gonna show up because he's like, oh, it's the Sonozakis who are like doing everything and getting me where I need to go. And then if it's like, he comes the Sonozakis.
Yeah,
like,
I think if it was my first time reading a Ryukashi story, I would be kind of sick of this by now. But because I know what I'm in for, I'm emotionally ready for just shit to just be fucking absurd.
Yeah, I mean, this is right. Like this whole arc is just like a huge emotional payoff of like every little thing that's ever been, you know, thrown into the story, right? And he has to, because this is the last arc. He said, like, this is it. So Ryukishi has painstakingly, because he like cares about the story and cares about the characters and like cares about everything. He's like, well, I need to resolve Ooishi's like problems with his dead construction manager, and I also need to deal with this Otaka guy who I put in for one scene, and I guess I'll bring him back. And like, you know, he's doing the game master thing where you like pull, or the author thing, whatever. He's doing his job is what I'm trying to say. Where you just like pull these threads and like make them meaningful and try to pay off as much shit as he possibly can.
Yeah.
One might say it makes it really bloated and unwieldy and difficult to adapt into an anime.
They'd be correct.
And I would be correct, but it's still fun.
Yeah, for
as
sure.
long as you don't try and just barrel through this like a madman in one day. You know, if we tried to do that with one of the finales,
that would be ridiculous if we ever did that.
Story, that'd be really dumb.
So terrible.
I think that'd really ruin the experience for us. So it's a good thing we're not going to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next time.
Next time.